Hello, Congressman. My name is Esther Gorda, and I'm from Pella. And I have a question. President Obama has been going around telling the American people that under any new health care plan, if you like your current insurance, you can keep it. Most Americans get their insurance through their employer or through a family member's employer, and recent polls have shown that most Americans are pretty happy with the insurance that they have. But 80%. Over 80%. But in H.R. 3200 at least, there are a host of provisions that will pressure employers to cancel their private insurance they now offer, which would then force their employees onto the public option plan. Companies that self-insure, as my husband's company does, will be required to open their books to the federal government to audit, and then they will be taxed extra if the plans that they have don't meet a federal definition of acceptable coverage. It is likely that many companies will choose not to continue offering private insurance to avoid this federal government intrusion into their private business. So my question is, sir, if this health care plan is so wonderful, why does the president have to lie to the American people about it, telling them they are able to keep their current insurance when it is clearly not in his power to make such a promise? And will you guarantee that in any health plan passed by Congress that there will be incentives for strengthening private insurance, strengthening incentives for companies to keep their private plans rather than disincentives as are in the current bill?
Yes. Well, first off, we don't have a current bill. I mean, you're not listing that part of it. It's a draft. And
well, that was H.R. 3200.
Yes.
Question back here for you, Congressman.
All right. No, I'm going to try to answer this lady because I think she's very sincere, and I appreciate she came up here for me. On that issue, again, it's a draft bill that came out of committee, and then the three bills have not been put together. So that's going to be a little challenge. I'm interested to see how that works out. I'm not on in the three committees now. We have from Brooklyn. Descendant from Brooklyn, Mr. Braley is on one of the committees, and Mr. Losak is one of the committees. So I have access to a lot of information, and I've certainly been using it. They're probably getting tired of seeing me, but I see them a lot, and of course I have rounded up the states have been on the low end of this reimbursement thing. So we've kind of formed a group, so we're kind of pretty involved. Anyway, this draft, 3200, if you will, if my reading of it is, that if a company is under $500,000, they're exempted. If they're between $500,000 and $750,000, they incrementally work up to this 8% figure you've heard about. That's the way I understand the draft states it at this point. So, you know, again, that's
what
got...
What private company is going to want the federal government to
come
come in and audit their books?
Let me address that a little bit. So we got this outfit called the CBO, nonpartisan. You know, they give you as much bad news as good news. I mean, they just sit down and analyze the information put in front of them, and they're pretty well respected. And they say that they tell us that their analysis that it looks like that the insurance companies will actually grow. Maybe some of you folks know more about it.
You're on camera.
They have studied this in depth, I'm told, and they proved it to me in other cases where they did. And the fact that they'll be competitive and so on, but they'll probably grow. So, you know, that's, we're going to hear the rest of this.
Can I give your staffer there? I have
absolutely. Oh, yes.
Bill, which I think is much better.
Anybody's got information that you want to leave with us, now be sure to put your name on so we can, if we have a question, we can get back to you. And if you, by the way, if any of you ask me a question we just can't address, do we have some of those handouts so that we can, so we can get your information and get back to you, and we'll talk to you, and we'll try to give you an answer, because I think you deserve one. I'm very much okay, Alexis.